everyone. My name is Aoi. I'm the founder and the CEO of AMOG. Today, I'm going to introduce my third product. It's called Kinabot, and I'm very glad to be here. I just flew from North Carolina to San Francisco back from last night. Currently, I'm working as an engineer in an energy plant. And at the same time, I'm a founder of this AMOG. I was in Silicon Valley for 1.5 years. So today's title is From Voice to Cognitive Insights, Building Kinabot, an AI System for Early Cognitive Awareness. I have a simple question. Do you know your height? Everyone knows. Do you know your weight? Yes. And we also know our body temperature, our vision level, right? But do you know your cognitive level? No. Why we don't know it is very important. That's our brain. Everyone's smart and building AI products here. I think the way why we don't understand our cognitive level because we don't have the tool to measure it. So here the Kinabot comes. It's very simple because I think every biomark shall be measured. So measurement is the first time to understand it, control it, and make it better. Our design is using the input, our voice, everyone has. We talk this so many times every day in different languages. And the analyze step is analyzing both the voice and the speech. And everyone has their own feature. So you have your own baseline, and that enables you to compare with yourself. We understand large language model is powerful. However, what is the best way for you to understand your cognitive decline is when you compare with yourself. If that data shows decline, that means your cognitive level declines. It's the same thing as vision. I wear a pair of glasses. I do the eye exam every year, at least one time. So the best way for me to understand my visual level decline is to compare with my last year data. And it's the same thing. So the outcome is we will give everyone's individual level, and then we give them the features based on their own voice and speech in the past. And then it's a way to compare, control, and seek the better measurement. So this is one of the example that how we visualize this feature. So we want to turn the everyday speech into a brain health barometer. And then this is one of the best way. And why the Kinabot comes nowadays? Because in a natural rule, everyone is aging. And especially nowadays, we live a longer life. I come from Japan. Japan has many things famous, but besides the animation, Japanese people, they live the longest life in the world. Nowadays, the average life is about 70 to 80 years. Someone live 104. So the cognitive decline becomes a significant problem just after people have a chance to live a longer life. And also the bottleneck is it is very difficult to understand from when the cognitive level starts to decline. And understand that turning point is the only key that to maintain the high quality life. So there is no medicine to cure the cognitive decline. But then if when it starts to decline, you have the chance to make it slower and long term. So this is how the methodology was designed. And how about the use case? Wherever there is a voice, there will be a measurement. So the story is simple. I came to the US by myself and I really love my grandmother and I care about her. But the only way I connect with her is through voice. Talking to her through phone or video call is the only methodology I communicate and express how much I love her. But I cannot drive her to hospital or take her to dinner. How can I really care about her? The voice, that's the only given input information. And that is good enough because in our voice, there is a lot of hidden valuable information represent our health, the brain health, the neural health. But we don't have a certain easy and useful way to track and monitor the everyday situation. For example, by using our tool, if we can show the data declines and show from which conversation the feature declines, for example, 20% or 15%, a huge percentage, that helps us to decide when is the specific time we must take her to hospital, talk to the neurologist. And that moment is very valuable. So now currently we're doing a pilot study. We want to invite 20 to 100 people who speak Japanese or English to join our pilot study. Your private information is secured. And what you can gain is that you can know the score of your feature from your voice and speech. Because everyone has the very specific features. So how the AI and LLM comes to work is once you record as much data, and the LLM can work on your features and can build your own baseline. And that is the start point that you own your own model and that works for you. So we don't want let you compare with other people who has the same gender, age, or situation, because the best way to understand yourself, to understand the specific decline, is to compare with your historical data. And this tool can help you. It's just during COVID, I remember, although I work remotely in Tokyo, Japan, but I measure my body temperature every day, even in the morning and night, 2 times. Why I want to do in a very high frequency? It is because I want to identify from when my body temperature started to change. And that helps me to manage my health in the best way. It's the same for monitoring the cognitive decline. So this is our technology. And the best way I think the AI and LLM can work here is in the first stage, we will measure the features and record it for you. And after 2 times, we can calculate a baseline, the first step of baseline. And from the third time, you have the third point, and it can show you the change. Either it remains the same or it's difficult to get it higher. But then although it shows a decline, maybe it's a normal way, but then you go for the fourth time, and then you can see how the dots show you the trend. If for some features, it shows the decline constantly, and it is more higher than 15%, it shows a significant sign that you may want to talk to medical professionals. Or you can talk to your family, you can seek for the next step. So by measuring your cognitive scores by the visualization, it gives you a way that look at and monitor this important feature. And I think the LLM will work very powerfully after we collect the individual's voice data after at least 3 times. And often when you accumulate these features and the change in the long term, say 6 months or 1 year, you can understand yourself very clearly. And then with a lot of data for the individuals, we can use AI to suggest your best habits that help you improve the cognitive health. For example, the AI can give you the advice on you can go out to talk to your friends 30 minutes more, or you can do sports or exercise in a better frequency, or you can have a healthy diet. For example, you can eat more vegetables or seafood. It helps you raise the brain health. Those are the things that the AI can help and based on your own personal cognitive data. So in this January, our company went to CES in the Japan pavilion, and we had a chance to talk with many companies and potential collaborators. For example, they are the supplemental company because they want to select the people who shows the slight decline with a lot of health indicators, especially for the brain health. Because if it shows some decline, it gives you the first and clear signal. And also, we will collaborate with the senior health in Japan because that's the best way to monitor the cognitive decline with a very easy way. So you don't need to go to a clinic or do the brain scan. With the daily life routines, it helps you to understand a very valuable indicator. And currently, we're doing open source and we're doing the pilot collaboration. For the individual, it is free of charge. And we are currently look for more collaborators. You can sign in. And currently, we're building our second version of the tools. It will release during 1 month. And we can measure Japanese and English. And we will add the Chinese and Spanish in this year. And basically, because we basically use the natural language processing, no matter what language the user speaks, we can identify and calculate their features from their own languages. And we can record in the individual level. And we aim to build a voice bank that, with the gender, age, and the certain geographic feature, I think the LM will be more powerful after we collect enough data for the certain users. And so this is our current technology. And yes, if you have any question, please contact me. Thank you.